time. Once, twice, thrice. The genius of modern boxing.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm actually just in the middle of having dinner now. Still in Vegas. Here obviously for the Manny Pacquiao Mario Barrios fight. A fight that a lot of people thought that Manny Pacquiao ended up winning. Didn't get the decision, and that fight ended in a draw. Obviously, it's been a big weekend for boxing. There's going to be a few more videos on that topic. But for right now, I actually wanted to discuss Oleksandr Usyk and that performance against Daniel Dubois. I think it was an outstanding performance. But just some things in terms of what I've heard after that fight. And obviously people are now comparing Oleksandr Usyk to Muhammad Ali. And some of the all-time greats. So basically, what are my thoughts on that, and what is my personal take? So number one, I think I was a little bit harsh on Daniel Dubois after the fight, and I actually think I'm being fair in being a bit harsh on him. I think Daniel Dubois is an exceptional fighter, but there is something where it's a confidence thing, and I think Oleksandr Usyk, give him a lot of credit. His jab looked exceptional on Saturday. And really that first, jab that landed on Daniel Dubois, it snapped his head back, and it was a powerful jab. It actually reminded me of Artur Beterbiev's jab when it's, when he really snaps it. And it was obviously a very powerful shot. So I think Daniel Dubois, I think he was confused by Usyk, and I think, he just looked so discouraged to me. Again, take nothing away from Oleksandr Usyk. I thought it was an exceptional performance. And to be honest, he really didn't even get out of second gear. And he didn't even need to. Now, obviously, there's a lot of, talk about what he's going to do next. In my opinion, really, there's only one fight that I would actually want to see. For me, that's Agit Kabayel. I think Agit Kabayel is someone that, number one, knows how to go to the body. I think if Oleksandr Usyk does have a weakness, it is the body. I think Agit Kabayel can follow a disciplined game plan. I think he's had a good string of wins, and I think his stamina is very good as well. I think Oleksandr Usyk is winning a lot of these fights based on his speed, his stamina, and his footwork. These big heavyweights like Daniel Dubois, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, they cannot live with the pace that Usyk is setting. I mean, Daniel Dubois was knackered after 3 rounds in that fight. Okay, so they can't live with the pace. So again, I think Oleksandr Usyk is an exceptional fighter, but you need to match him with someone that can actually match his work rate. Okay, and for me, Agit Kabayel can match his work rate. He's going to go to the body. He's going to follow a game plan. I think the worry is Agit Kabayel, I think he's a lot slower than Usyk. So I could see Usyk honestly boxing circles around him. But for me, I think that's the only fight. And then really what has Usyk got left to do? I think as well, there's a lot of talk about Usyk being the best heavyweight of all time. And being, the greatest fighter of all time. I immediately would have to shut that down. I think if you look at someone like Muhammad Ali, he's beat the likes of, Joe Frazier, Floyd Patterson, George Foreman, Sonny Liston. I mean, look at that level compared to the, level that Usyk is beaten. I think you can't even, comparing the resumes is a waste of time, because Ali's is just far better. I think Usyk, I think the biggest compliment you can give Oleksandr Usyk is the fact that, you can compare him with those greats. And I think he would be a tough night for anyone that's pretty much ever lived at the heavyweight division. But I think to, put him over guys like Muhammad Ali, I don't think that Oleksandr Usyk would beat George Foreman. I think George Foreman will go right through him. George Foreman is someone that, knows how to use his weight and his size, unlike these heavyweights that Usyk is fighting. Again, no disrespect to Oleksandr Usyk, but he did not face the best version of Tyson Fury. I think a lot of people get offended when I say that, but Tyson Fury was not coming off of that Deontay Wilder second win. He was coming off of a fight against Francis Ngannou where a lot of people felt like Tyson Fury actually lost against Ngannou, and he was dropped against an MMA fighter fighting his debut in boxing. So I don't think that was a prime Tyson Fury that Oleksandr Usyk beat. Nevertheless, he beat him in the rematch as well. And again, I think without question, Oleksandr Usyk is the best heavyweight of his generation. He's probably the best fighter of his generation as well. I think in terms of pound for pound, it's between him and Inoue. For me, I think the more complete fighter is Naoya Inoue. I think he's outstanding. But I think you've got to give it to Oleksandr Usyk. I mean, other than the body shots, he really doesn't have much weaknesses at all. Again, he can fight at that pace for 12 rounds. You saw it against Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew was fighting well. He got tired. He can't live with the pace. Tyson Fury in fight 1, rounds 4, 5, and 6, Tyson Fury was dominant. You know, ultimately got tired, got caught because he can't live with the pace. Okay, so the pace that Usyk is setting, these guys can't live with it. So look, I think we need to congratulate Oleksandr Usyk. It was a fantastic win. I think next it has to be, again, either Joseph Parker or Ajit Kabayel. I'm not being disrespectful to Joseph Parker. I think he's coming off of a good, string of victories. I think he's got a very good coach in place. But I don't think Joseph Parker has any threat to Oleksandr Usyk at all. Again, I think it's Ajit Kabayel or retire. Okay, you've got nothing else left to prove. So those are my thoughts. Obviously interested, in terms of what you guys have got to say. I'm not here in Vegas for much longer, so definitely want to drop some more content, drop another video. It is nice to have these getaways from the day-to-day life. And again, Vegas has been lovely. So as always, thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the weekend of fights and everything. Hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you guys in the next one shortly.